as we were saying, though, I'm excited about the Knicks right now, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited about the Knicks right now. Jalen Brunson,
Yeah,
bro,
he a
he
dog,
different.
dog, he a
He
dog. I ain't
different.
gonna lie to you,
Yeah,
he a
listen,
dog, I like him.
it gotta be. Listen, Iverson was the same way, man.
Yeah,
Iverson, like you watching Jalen Brunson, the way he's stepping up in the fourth quarters right now in these playoffs.
mhm,
That's like vintage Iverson in his whole Sixers career. Like
exactly.
this is how Iverson, like he was the littlest thing out there, but man, he played with the most heart.
The most
I'm
heart out of
telling you,
everybody
what.
on the floor.
Yeah, he was balling
Mhm,
like that. You know what I mean? Like Iverson, that yo,
mm,
Brunson is in that conversation.
yeah, for sure, and it's crazy because they banged them up a few plays in the first half. I'm like, man,
Yeah, they
like,
did.
it looks
To the point
scary.
that yeah, it did.
It
Because
looks
matter of
scary a little
fact,
bit.
I ain't gonna lie, because I had a parlay going, and when he when he hit the eyes, it ain't never gonna happen. It ain't never gonna happen. Then we missed it on
You
something
start
else
feeling like
stupid
you
anyway.
got hurt, you like, "Ah."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm on the ground, my knee, my neck, my back.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You mess with that bread, you hurt my feelings.
come
Don't
on,
do
man.
that. Yeah, man. But look, check this out.
Mhm,
Welcome to God's fault, baby. Yeah, we here with nephew
yeah,
Terrance. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Thompson. You probably can't see this right here, can you? Because the way the window
Nah,
is.
I can't see it.
Yo, hold on. I got the other little joint. Hold on. This is for my little grandson. Hold on.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Little bro, the merch is definitely
Yeah,
still
the right.
active.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
a hustler, man. Listen, he always be getting on. He hit me up. He know I'm gonna do something. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
know,
absolutely.
he know I got his back, man. So yeah, man. I love my shirt, man. I'm so proud of
Yeah,
that young man. I can't even, you know what I mean, begin to explain it, man. That's
right.
dope. But yeah, man, we got my oldest nephew here, number one.
Yeah.
Nephew number one, man. My heart,
Yeah,
Terrance Thompson. Tell him what you want us to call you, man. Catch up. What we doing, man?
man,
What you
y'all
got
could
going
call
on?
me T, y'all could call me Terrance, y'all could call me whatever. T or Terrance, it's cool with me.
Tia Terrance. That's what I'm talking about. I call him nephew. So,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I want them to know your name. You know what I mean? That they got to put respect on your name because we dealing with a real baller here too now. Huh?
absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of the coldest out there, man. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I love it, man. And I love the way you step up for your little brother. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And training him and getting him going
absolutely.
right. Yeah. How's all that been going?
It's crazy because the first time we started training was like his 8th grade year, right? And I haven't trained with him before that. Like he started playing 7th grade year. That was his first year playing like recreational basketball for
Organized.
for an
Okay.
actual team. So I'm looking at him, seeing how he playing. He's a natural talent, like
Natural.
just a natural
Mm.
talent. So the next year, I'm like, come on, let's go outside. Like, let's
Yeah,
go
yeah,
work.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go, let's work for
Get him
like the
right.
whole summer.
Yeah.
We worked the whole summer.
Come on now.
He came first game of the regular season, he had 29 points, and that's how much the team had. We lost,
Wow.
and I was coaching the team. We lost
Oh,
though.
you
We
was
lost.
coaching that team?
Yeah, I was coaching him.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I was coaching his school 13. I was coaching the team or whatever.
okay.
Yeah. And Elijah, our cousin, Elijah McCullum,
Yeah.
he was the assistant coach of the team too. So like me and him both had
Oh,
a hand.
okay.
Me and him both had a hand in that.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's dope.
it was a great we had a great season. It was a great season. But yeah,
Yeah,
Tavion,
yeah,
he played tremendously and he like just keep getting better and better every year. So we just working.
yeah.
We just working. We working.
Nah, that's dope, man. Keep working
Yeah,
with that young man because that's what
absolutely.
it's about. And regardless, I think a lot of times we get caught up. You're not successful if you don't make it to the league or do any of that stuff. But that's not factual, bro.
That's not true
That's
at
not
all.
factual. That not at all, man. Basketball is an amazing sport. And just the knowledge of it, the love of the game, being able to train, to see these young men come up in it, you know what I mean? Get
Yeah,
better, get scared. Like it's so much. It brings people together. Like nothing like a pickup game of basketball, bro. Like back in the
right,
day when I was younger, it wasn't nothing to walk in like any park and just
yeah,
grab a game. You
right,
know, even if you
right,
wasn't from there or whatever, you might have got looks, but at the same time, they knew you was there to ball, and that's
right.
where you took it out at on that court. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, man, I love basketball. You know what? Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, look, I'm about to get in my basketball weight, baby. You hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
You
yeah,
hear? You see
yeah.
what I'm doing now?
I see
Uh,
you look good. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I
Mommy and stuff.
appreciate you, man. Yeah,
Man,
you know, we
Yeah, I see you.
We
I see you.
eating, yeah, we
Come on,
eating right, you know what I mean? We taking care of
living
our
right.
body, you know what I mean? Yeah, living right, alkaline water and all that good
Exactly.
stuff.
Your
You
skin
know what I'm
look
talking
good.
about?
Everything
Fruits and
looking good.
vegetables.
Everything
Yeah, that's what
looking
I'm
good.
talking about.
That's
Hey,
what we
listen,
doing.
auntie a dime, I gotta keep up. I gotta catch
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm talking about? I can't
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah,
can't be out
man.
here slacking, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
somebody try to snatch my queen up from
We
me. You know
can't
what I
have
mean? I
that.
can't.
We can't have that.
Nah, man, I gotta have that light sprint still. I gotta be able
Yeah,
to catch up.
yeah. We gotta get up on them. We can't play with them. We can't play with them.
Yeah, can't play with him, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but I appreciate that, man. And look, it's
absolutely.
something I wanted to get into because
Right.
I wanted to pick your brain specifically because I know you got a post for the younger generation. I'm turning 50 this year. Can you believe that?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Bruh,
That's amazing.
50?
Yeah,
Listen, man.
it seemed just like a little while ago you was 30, 40, you know?
You know what I'm talking about?
It go by fast, it go by so fast, man.
It do, man. It go by crazy. No, I promise you. It literally, if I blink right now, it feels like I was still like stumbling home at 3 in the morning at mommy house
Right,
when I was
right.
like 21, 22. You know what I'm saying? Just mess like it just go by like boom.
Snap of a finger.
It do, bro. So, but what I've learned though during that time, now that I'm older and a little bit wiser,
Wiser, right,
I
right,
did
right.
a little bit wiser. You know what I mean? Because I used to think doing certain little things like good habits was a waste of time, and not that the good habit was the waste of time, but the time to take to do the habit was a waste of time. Because
Right,
I was always in such a rush. You know what I mean? When you grow up with that hustler mentality and you got to go get it. Da, 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 you don't have time to sweat the small stuff. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
But check this: the devil's in the details, though. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't take care of the little thing, that's why I say the little foxes spoil the vine. So
Mhm.
you keep stepping over those little things before you know it. You don't went so far ahead, but you never prepared yourself for what you was running into because you kept skipping over the little things as well that was gonna get you there. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm kind of learning
Exactly,
now.
exactly.
Don't take your time, take care of the little things, pay attention to the details. You dig?
Right,
That's how
right.
you get it. Word. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm on right now. That's all. Just making the better choices. But I wanted to talk to
yes.
you about the state of this coaching, man. Like, are we
Let's
winning or
get into
losing?
it.
You tell me. What's the state of the coaching, nephew? Are we winning or losing this thing, man? As a people, man, black folk. I'm gonna say now. Hold on. Let me start off by this. First of all, let me clarify something. I'm gonna reference the term black people, right?
Okay.
Because that's the common term that everybody recognizes.
Right.
However, I am a firm believer against identifying yourself as the word black because
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
color. It's
Right,
not an identity.
right,
It was made for something else. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? You definitely not black. You know what
right,
I'm saying? So that's what's
right.
crazy about it. You know, there's not no such thing as a black person. There's no such thing as a white person. Those
Exactly.
are colors. That is not a people. That is not a
Mhm.
nation. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
But I am gonna say the black culture just to keep
right.
everybody in
And
understanding. But I
tune.
just, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, but
Right.
what do you think? Are we as a coach overall? And don't let me influence you. I just want your honest opinion as a coach overall. Are we winning? Are we losing? And if which way? Why?
Okay. So honestly, it's a couple ways you can answer this question. Well, a couple ways I can answer this question. I'll
Okay.
say, but I feel like because okay, it's like a divide, right?
Mm, okay.
And it's not even between and I don't like the conversation where it's like a divide between young and old. I don't really care for that conversation because I don't think it's
Okay.
a divide really. I don't think it's a
Okay.
divide between young and old. I think it's a respect thing with young and old. I think that's what it
Mm,
really is. That's what it stems from, but that's a whole different conversation. But my thing, what I'm
okay.
saying is I feel like we winning in one sense because this is the most successful black people have been maybe ever.
That's a fact. I can agree with that.
Like, it's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of
You got
podcasts,
black billionaires,
black
millionaires,
billionaires, a lot of businesses,
thousandaires.
you know, thousandaires, like,
Yeah.
that's still
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah. Real
you
money.
living above minimum wage or below low class yeah, of course,
Right. Yeah.
thousandaires, like, stuff like that is stuff to be proud of. I feel like we win it in that sense. And then
Okay.
it's people waking up. People are waking up
Mm.
to
Okay.
a lot of BS that's going on. People are waking up. So we can't say we're just totally lost, like, or we're just losing.
Mm, I
I
like
don't
that.
think we're losing in certain senses, like, but on the flip side of that,
Right,
because it's always
right,
another side to the coin, we're
right.
losing the youth. If and that might
Mhm.
be the biggest problem. And even the youth,
I
but
was I would say that is the and I don't mean to cut you. I would say you if you lost your youth, you lost your future.
you lost your
So
future.
I
How
so
do
I would
you
say that is right. So how do you recover from that? So and that's kind of wild that you touched on that one because I heard Charleston White say something the other week. He said this generation, this is the first generation of black children who don't know God. And that kind of like and I was just like, wait. And he
Yeah.
was like, they don't know. And he went into details why they don't know God, their situation, upbringing, da 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 da. You know, a lot of these, you know, single parent households, single moms, like we got the baby mama culture now. They replace homes, families with, you know, welfare housing and project housing and WIC and you know what I mean? All
Mhm,
these, you know, government resources. They you know, they took the black man out the house in the
mhm.
70s. You know what I mean? Because if
We've been did
you
that,
couldn't get welfare as a woman with your children with the man in the house. But
right.
and then they kind of fed this independent mindset, the feminist mindset to the black women, to the sisters. And
Mhm,
when they did that, they made them follow that struggle, but that wasn't a struggle for them because they wasn't being marginalized or objectified by our own people.
right,
That's what the outside world was doing to them. It wasn't what we was doing to them. But that
right.
glitz and that glamour, you know what I mean? That capture. You ever heard of Cosmopolitan magazine?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Cosmopolitan magazine? Okay. So Cosmopolitan magazine had this little had a like a Dear Abby section or whatever where they would write articles about this woman and living in a city or talking about all her escapades with different men, her
Mm,
fashion, you know, living in a nice apartment, you know, just an exciting lifestyle, right? But the women were made up,
mm.
but they didn't present them as they was made up. They presented them as they was real people. And they
Okay.
had this migration from the housewives all migrated up to kind of chase that lifestyle.
Mhm,
You see what I mean? So you
mhm.
combine that with the welfare, with the government taking the fathers out of the home, right? And then now we independent. You got no, don't get it twisted now, because a lot black women are the most educated demographic, I think, in the US.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But that education is academia.
Mhm,
It's not and they're not educated in life knowledge. You see what
mhm.
I'm saying? It's a whole big different thing, and that's, you know, on its own. So
Yeah,
when we're doing all that, and I said all that to say this, you get the males out the home, you break down the family itself. Now the family is not a family. So now you got a couple of generations of women having babies and they hate the men that they having babies with. But the child look like the man that they hate.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So then it's a whole snowball effect. That's a whole, which is crazy. That's a whole other topic. And I just said that this is the craziness of the condition. I
yeah.
just said that to get to the point to why today's youth are godless
Mhm.
in the black community.
Yeah,
Most of them are godless. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Plus, you know what I mean? You got to figure they're more hip or wise to the world than ever before because by the time these kids was 1 years old, they already had devices in their hand.
exactly, exactly.
You know, I remember Tavion when he was little. He'd be on that. He had that thing like that, and he'd be on
Mhm,
that whatever.
mhm,
I'd be like, "Yo,
mhm.
how is he doing this?" And he just,
Yep,
and
me
I'm
either.
like, "Yo." So they done picked up a lot of information. They done seen a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
and then they're looking at their parents, and they already know. They're like, you know, we know. Look, you know how you look at your parents.
right.
When the older we get, when we think we know something, we
Yeah.
start looking at our parents and where they failed at. We
Mhm.
looking at, see, I don't got this because you ain't do this. And I ain't got
Right.
this because you know what I'm saying? And it's
Mhm.
just like, you know, but then when you start, you know, because I held, you know, my pops under that microscope.
Yep.
I just knew, look, Dad, man, I ain't never gonna do what you,
Yeah.
you ain't,
Yeah.
yeah. And I said, oh,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yep.
there's a reality to life, you know?
Mhm.
So, but that made me really understand a lot better and empathize moving forward. Like, wait a minute. You know, you
Exactly.
you think you know something, you don't really know something. So
Mhm.
these young kids now, you don't have a steady presence of authority in the home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like certain circumstances you can't help, but certain circumstances you can. And even though, let's say you don't have, okay, you don't have a two-parent home, okay, fine. You know, I didn't come up in a two-parent home, even though I knew where my dad was. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
That's the condition of our people because of all the
Mhm.
crap we got going on. You know what I
Right.
mean? But at the same time, moms, she didn't play that with me neither.
Exactly.
She ain't let me just do it. She held a standard for me.
Mhm.
Now
Mhm.
I chose to ignore it, you know what I mean? Because I was bucking doing my thing. But at the same time, though, the standard was there.
Mhm.
And that's the
And
standard
then
I'm on today.
exactly,
You know?
exactly, exactly,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
And
Bec-
that and that
because she
and I
said it.
feel like yeah, and sorry to cut you off, but I
No, you
feel
good.
like
Go ahead,
with
because I was rambling.
yeah, no, it's good. I feel like with the youth, right? That's the thing with the youth. It's like certain cases. Because when I was coaching, right, we had all types of kids. We got Spanish kids, black kids.
Right,
We even had like a Indian on the team. So it was just like
right,
all different demographics and different kids, right? So some of them were tougher than others. Like Tavion, toughest on the team, got the most heart. Another kid, Kimar, he's tough, got the most heart. Similar living situations though. Single parent, younger brother, older sister, older brother, stuff like that.
right,
So
right,
they have constant people in their ear guiding them the right way. So it's like, okay,
right,
these are the leaders of the team. Now we got Spanish kids. Okay, they got two parents in their house, or they got one parent. I know it was one kid. I forgot what was his name. He was so quiet, but he was good. He was quiet. He was just quiet, but he
right.
was great. But he was younger than Tavion, so he was in the seventh grade. So this
Okay,
kid, it was one game. He had a great game, like a breakout, like first half. And
right.
then the second half, I think his dad walked in or something. It just, I don't, it just, like his performance went down.
Oh,
And
wow.
because his dad yelling,
Mm,
like, do this, do that, do that. And it's just,
mm.
it was good for him. Like, it was good that his father came to support him and stuff like that. But
Right,
you want to
right,
give
right.
him some type of leeway to still be a kid and enjoy the game and stuff like that. But it was
Mhm.
just, I don't know where I was going with that, but it was
No,
just
no,
like the,
I kinda felt like you were saying, like, depending on, like, the circumstances of the household, the demographic, you could see it going both ways. Like, even though you
right,
had the single parent, you know, it seemed like they were more equipped to do battle. They were more
right.
prepared for the moment. Even but you
Exactly.
had this other kid, and even
He
though he was
had
really,
both.
really nice, he was good, but he came from a two-parent household, and when his pops came in, he kinda shrunk because he's not as independent. He's
Right.
reliant on his father's instruction so much, he's not ready for,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. I
So
can
it's
see
like
that
it's
too. Yeah.
so it's like a toss up with circumstances and demographics and stuff like that.
It
Like
really
that's
is. It
because it's
really
like
is. That's why you know what? That's why you're not supposed to judge people, right?
mhm.
It's
Mhm.
seriously, but we have our whole culture is built around judgment. But you're not supposed to judge people because you really don't know what somebody else is dealing with. You have
Mhm.
no idea of their history. You don't know their origin. You don't know their trauma. You don't know their triggers. You don't know how they process information. You just don't know a lot of stuff. And then you look at them, and because they wearing something that you would have never worn or something, now you got jokes, and this is how we get, whatever, whatever. And but that's
Yeah.
that's something that for a reason, that they're like that, so I
Yeah.
kind of get that because and that's the one thing I try to be more aware of, that because I feel like our culture, we definitely have a joking culture.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in our culture that we do, and that began for compensating for hurt.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's why we got some of the greatest comedians in the world,
Mhm. All
because
they
they're all
talking about
speaking
all they talking about is pain, uh
right.
pain and
Right.
a much more
Pain,
pain.
right, right,
Like
and more pain, but making it where we can laugh to get through it. You know what I mean?
exactly.
So here's
Exactly.
something that's interesting, and so maybe you answer this then for me. I'm glad because we started talking about this. If somebody from another country, right, was
Mhm.
to judge like the black culture based on nothing but social media, rap music, and the news,
Yeah.
what would they think about us? What do you think?
Oh,
That's all they get. The good rap
we're a
music,
bunch of heathens out
social
this mode. They gonna think we some heathens. Like we don't got nothing going on. We just destroying the
what you
community. Like
mean?
we don't, you know. It's like, man, but
What
look,
you mean?
and look, that's even another conversation to have. Look, the way we get portrayed to the media.
Come on
We
now.
get portrayed to the media is everything negative in the book. But whole time in a lot of inner cities, I feel like now in 2026, it's a lot changing.
Yeah.
It's a lot changing. It might take 4 to 5 more years, even 10 more years for it to get all the way good, but it's a lot changing
Right.
in a lot of places that
Right.
normally murder rates are super high, crime is super high.
Hmm.
It's been going down since I believe like 2015, 2016. Times have been changing. I feel like the people waking up is like the best thing that could happen for us. Like social media, it's a gift and a curse because we see a lot of stuff that's going on around the world to
Yeah.
black people by like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
social injustice, ops, stuff like
Hmm.
that. So it's like
Yeah.
for us to be waking up, it's like a great thing to be happening. But it's like it's
It
another
really is.
side to social media that shines the light on all the negative
Hmm.
stuff. And I'm glad that you doing this podcast and stuff like this and the way you promoting your music, promoting yourself, promoting your daughters, like the way you do that,
Right.
it shows us a whole other side that's productive that we could get along with. Like we
I
can get
appreciate that.
on this side, we can stay on this side
Right.
and build on this side. You don't gotta stay on the negative
Yeah.
side where it's a bunch of fights and they showing shootings, and then we don't gotta stay on that side. Your algorithm
Right.
go off of what you engage with. You can engage with the right
This is
stuff
facts.
and you could
Hmm.
tap in
That's
with the right
facts.
people. Like you could network with the
Hmm.
right people. You could feed your mind a
Right.
bunch of positive stuff on a daily basis. It don't always gotta be negative stuff. It don't. Cause
Right.
that's only one side of it. It's a whole nother side of the social media
Right.
world and the media that we don't get to see because we're just probably not paying attention or tapping in the right way, you know?
Right.
But
No, that
yeah,
that's facts. No, that's facts. So I agree with all of that actually. I think first of all, I appreciate you. Thank you for
yeah,
what you were
absolutely.
saying because I really you wanna know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you it's really crazy because even with me doing that, sometimes I feel like I don't know, I get this weird thing like how can I explain it? Okay, you know the video I just posted? We was out doing the cookout. Did you see that video? I don't know if you
Yeah,
seen it. We just was out fishing with the okay. I
yeah, I
posted
seen
that
it.
video or whatever, right? But like I'm looking at the video, it's it's getting traction, all that, and it was I wanted it to be a positive thing. It was a good time, whatever, whatever. But there's this thing that crept in my mind as it started getting attention. Like, yo, are you just like showing off? Like I
Mm,
kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying? And I
I
was
get what
just
you're
like
saying.
that, and it made me, yeah. And I archived the video. That's not the first time I've done that. I
Right, right.
archived the video. I did a video one time. I was because we like to especially like in the wintertime, we like to help the homeless and we, go to the soup kitchen, feed them and stuff, do stuff like that, right? And one time I filmed us doing it, but I kept the people faces out of it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So I posted it, right? I promise you, I posted it. It probably was like for an hour. It started going viral like crazy, right? And I'm
yeah,
looking at it, and I stopped it. I took it off
yeah.
because the way it was showing, even though you couldn't see the people's faces. Like if you're local where I am, you know
You
exactly where
know.
I am, and
Mhm.
those people know who they are, right? Going in and out. And I was like, you know what? No, because I don't want to mess up my opportunity to be able to keep helping because
Right,
they think I'm trying to make content. You get what I mean? So
right.
I'm like I'm stuck in this weird place because I want to show content doing good things, like the
Yeah.
positive things, like you were saying. But at the same time, you know what I mean? I don't like how the
You don't wanna
perception of it
rub
is
you
crazy.
it's yeah. I get what you're saying, and I feel like
Yeah. So
honestly
it's a
honestly,
I know I
I would
shouldn't
say
care.
yeah,
I
you
don't
know,
know.
but look,
Uh,
I tilt my hat to that because that's a that speaks volumes of your character, the type of person you are.
mm,
That's I feel like that's where it's stemming from, the type of person you are. And of course, we thinking about the people in the video and stuff like that, but it's more
right.
so
Right.
of how you feel about what you post. So it's like I wouldn't if it was me, I wouldn't so much feel like, I don't like that. Like, because it's like, okay, on the other side of it, you're doing it out the kindness of your heart as far as what you're doing, right? you going to the soup
right,
kitchen, you helping the homeless, you doing stuff like that. So you're doing it out the kindness of your heart. We know that from off rip because
right,
you wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't that. The recording part, I feel like it will bring in awareness, a certain awareness to, yo, it's people out here who are less fortunate than us. And this, and if the building or the organization that you're doing it for will be like, hey, maybe you guys want to be tagged in this post, or do you guys have an IG page to further,
to that.
probably get help
Mm.
and get
Oh, that's a
donations and
good.
stuff like
I didn't even think of that.
you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I didn't
Maybe
even
I would
think of
want to
that.
make a page
Yeah,
to get donations, and then maybe younger people that are homeless and need help can go on this page and then be like, all right, maybe I could DM somebody and see if I could get a bed for the night or get some food for tonight.
right.
You get what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
tell you
Maybe
something that's
maybe it
crazy
could,
that you said that too. That's crazy because that would like when we filmed, we only filmed once, one time. You know what I mean? That we,
right,
we
right,
only filmed like one time. But one of the times we was down there, because you said the younger people, we was giving out these we was giving out these blankets because it's the people homeless, they sleeping outside, so we was giving out these really big thick blankets.
yeah,
And these two young boys was walking down as we was headed to the area where we know the homeless people gather at. And they was walking because we was out, it was so cold, we was just riding around looking for people to give blankets to because it was that
right,
cold. It was like
right,
-10, crazy, right? So we got a car full of these blankets. We trying to find people going. I'm like in the woods, like where I know they be at. I'm going to all their spots, handing out these blankets, right? So these two young guys was walking out. I didn't think they was homeless or anything. They looked normal young guy. Like I see you walking out, like you know what I mean,
right,
whatever. And I rolled down the window. I was like, hey, we hand out these blankets. I don't know if y'all seen anybody out here that need blankets, da da da. And they was like, like a little, nah, whatever, cool, whatever.
yeah,
We ended up after we did our rounds, we ended up at the soup kitchen, and guess who walked in there?
both of them,
Both of them, and they had cell phones, they had Jordan. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying,
and they look okay, they look okay,
bruh?
but you
I
just
I
never
promise you,
know.
there was a dude in there with a burgundy sheepskin that 20 years ago I would have stuck him for it.
Yeah, I need that. I need that up off
I'd be
me.
like, I need that. I need you to come up off that. I need that immediately. That
Yeah,
thing was clean. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But he at the soup kitchen. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So you never know. That's what I'm saying. You really
You
can't
never know.
judge a book by its cover because you just never know what people are
You
really
never
going
know.
through. You know what I mean? But you said something crazy though. You gave me when I first was thinking about this topic, I have to admit, I was more on the pessimistic side of things. But I promise you, talking to you, you kind of flipped my switch a little bit up here.
You know?
Because now that I kind of step back and look, you ain't wrong. Because the negativity from the social media make you think it's just like the regular news that is feeding you what it wants you to see and believe.
Right,
But
right.
this is not the norm that's going on everywhere. They want you to make you feel like that is, but this is
Exactly.
definitely not the norm.
Definitely not
Yeah,
the
that
norm.
that makes
I know
more
a
that makes a lot of sense too.
like I know, and I know a lot of good people in my community, in my family, and just
Mm,
knowing people, just knowing. I know a
right,
lot of good people. I know some
right,
bad people too, but I know
right,
a
right.
lot of good people. Like,
A lot
and
of good folk. That's dope.
it outweighs the bad by a long shot. So my thing, and I
Wow.
see a lot of great posts on my social media every day. Like I see a lot of great posts.
Yeah,
So it's like, come
that's
on,
dope.
man. This narrative that we're just uh bad for the community, we're toxic, we're all of that stuff. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't be liking that stuff because
Nah,
it's
yeah,
not
it's crazy.
true. It's not true.
It is.
Everybody got their
It
own
definitely isn't true.
flaws and their own
Mm,
stuff, but don't just put it on blacks that we're just
right, right.
I can't get with
Because that
that.
ain't
I
yeah.
can't get with that.
Nah,
Can't
nah, that's a fact, bro. You know what? And I think it's time, that we do have more of that black pride as far as in celebrating each other. You know what I mean? Because
exactly. Exactly.
and I tell you what, me and my homeboy TJ Liquor Shop from This Is Hip Hop Radio. Shout
Okay.
out to Liquor Shop, my man. So now we sandbox. We are sandbox, literally
Mhm.
sandbox. Our fathers were best friends back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we was
Yeah.
over each other's house in diapers. You
Yeah.
get what I mean? That's how we came up. So because both of our fathers' names was Charles.
That's crazy. That's
That's crazy, right?
crazy.
Yeah. Now,
Uh,
me and TJ done fought each other more than once.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. We've been
yeah,
like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we done, like, you know what I'm saying? So we done, like, we talked about all this yesterday, right? Like, this is my brother from another mother. And even though we've been separated for years from time and all that stuff, we still, we still are the same no matter what. But the
mm,
reason why I brought it up is because of networking. So he deals in the social media space as I do, you know what I mean? And with his platform and everything else. And one of the hardest things that I and he do is network with other black.
it sucks. That sucks.
Listen, man,
That
I'm gonna
sucks.
tell you what's crazy about crab. One thing, the only thing the crabs in the barrel can come together for, the crabs in the bucket, is a crab boil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
heard? That's the only thing they can agree on is a crab boil.
man,
It's wild,
yeah.
but it's on purpose.
Oh yeah,
It's on purpose. Here's the one thing, like, I don't think a lot of people realize, but there has definitely been a psyop on the people of division. And it had to be because it kept control.
mm,
So if I get you distrusting each other and pointing at each other, then who are you gonna rely on? You only can rely on the person with the power, the person who's making the rules.
exactly.
See what I'm saying? So you don't can rely on me, you see? So, and I just feel like that mentality has never really left us fully. We're built on division. So, with all that being said, so the networking aspect of things, we're trying to, networking people and get things done.
Right,
And we have so many talented people, and this is been my dream. This is why I reach out to you. I reach out to so many people on so many different levels to do so many different things. I can always support others. It's hard for me to get them to reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? It's hard
right.
for me to get them to reciprocate that same energy, that same effort, or whatever. But if we was to do that for each other, we could really take off. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're literally living in a time, like, think about this culture. If we could literally create our own money
Mhm.
legally through crypto, we could create our own coin. The black dollar, we can name it the black dollar.
We could
Matter of
literally
fact, I might
name
be
it
giving
that.
up. You can literally name it that, the black dollar, and only trade it through black businesses. And
And look,
that's not to exclude any other money. But what I'm saying is, because you can get them to invest in that dollar that only trades into between other businesses. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So they can still make money. If they get an opportunity to make money, they going and they
absolutely,
know who spends the black dollar, because that black dollar spends everywhere else but in the black community.
exactly. We ain't keeping the money flowing through us. We putting it in their pockets.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So it's so many things. But here's something though. Every time we've tried to do something like this, historically, it's been destroyed.
Yep,
That's why you got the Tulsas and the
yep.
Greenwoods and all that stuff that was
Mhm.
going on, man. They literally bombing us and burning down, cities and doing all this and that. So it's so wild that we're in a condition. Our culture has been forged out of the condition.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So let's think about it now. So instead of homes, we got, I get tired of even seeing this topic, the baby mama,
yeah,
the baby daddy.
yeah.
Now, help me this with this, nephew. How many people do you know with a baby mama? How many of your boys you got with a baby mama?
I could name 4 or 5 right now.
Okay, I was literally gonna say at least five, right?
Right.
That's five homes that's supposed to be entire families.
Broken. 5 broken homes.
Broken legacies and all that. That's, to me, that's insane, because it's like a war against the baby mom and the baby daddy, but y'all created each other. Y'all needed each other. Y'all liked each other before the baby came. But
Like,
now
what
he
happened?
dusty. Now
What
she's stank.
happened?
Now she, like, you know what I'm saying? But before all that, y'all
Everything
couldn't get enough of each other.
everything was good.
so,
Everything was perfect. Everything was
So
perfect.
so so what is it? Is it because it ain't love? Is it just lust, or is it survival? Or is we what are we doing?
Um,
Why we keep creating these broken homes? What's going on with that?
honestly,
Any insight?
I feel like, right, it's so many ways to look at this goes back to the circumstances, the demographics. Like, you think about a boy, 18 years old, raised by a single mother. Maybe
Mm,
he's seen multiple men coming in and out the house all his life, right?
mm, Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
different ways he's seen his mom get treated by different men. He don't really know, how do I love a woman? He
Right.
going off of some music lyrics and IG posts, and he
Right.
going off of stuff that probably saying F
Corn,
that
the corn videos. He
porn
think this
videos.
love.
You
Yeah.
going off of all the wrong stuff
Right.
instead of,
That's a fact.
instead of genuinely having conversation. Like, you know what I learned since being here for 28 years? I learned you could solve a
Oh,
lot
talk
of
to
your
me. I need this.
issues. You could solve a lot of
Yeah.
your issues by having a conversation.
Come on, man. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, do it. Say it again. What'd you say?
You could solve a
What'd you
lot
say?
of your issues by having a conversation. And you know what's
Yes,
crazy? It
sir.
took me some time to even figure this out though, because
Yeah.
coming up, it's like we shut down. We learn to shut down, bottle it in, don't let
Yeah.
no emotion show. I grew up like
Yeah.
this. Like that's how I was.
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
you seen me coming up and being
Mhm.
young. You seen me. It was like happiest times of my life. I didn't graduate. You came to see me, took me to the
Right.
mall, all this, and I'm
Right.
just isolated, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks. But it's like, that's how it was, and I'm growing out of that.
Yeah.
I'm growing out of that. I'm able to have
Right.
I'm on a podcast now. You get what I'm saying? Like, you
Right.
got me on a
Oh, I
podcast.
love it.
You
This is
know?
dope. Yeah.
Like,
I
this is
love it.
something,
Yeah.
like, I would have never thought I could do something like this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
And you see,
me
that's why I said it was the first thing I asked you too, because I don't get to interact as much as
right,
I want to. So I'm like,
right,
hey, is you okay with this? Like, because I
right,
know
right.
I thought I knew your personality.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? But see,
right.
that just shows you. That's why you can't judge people
Can't judge people. And
because
then look, and
can't.
to circle back now, right? 18-year-old boy,
Hmm.
he get another 18-year-old girl, get an 18-year-old girl pregnant.
Right.
I'm 100% sure this time in this day and age, and they ain't had a real serious conversation about, hey, what if you get pregnant?
Right.
They ain't had a conversation about, they probably got, all right, say y'all got jobs. Y'all got jobs. Y'all got a cool little job. They ain't have a conversation with their parents about,
Hmm.
is it okay if I bring a baby in this house? Like, the parent might kick them out. Like, it's parents
Yeah.
out here, younger parents that'll kick their kid
That,
out for bringing a
mm,
baby in the house. Even
nah,
older
that's
parents,
real.
you never know. So it's like,
That's right.
it's so many circumstances. So like, the and it stems from them taking a black man out of the household. It stems from all of this ties in. Everything we
They
talking
do.
about today is gonna tie into each other. And
Right.
it's sad. Like, once it gets to that side of, I can't deal with my baby mother. I can't deal with my baby father. F that, F. And when it
Hmm.
gets to that, it's like, I feel like you knew who you was laying down with. You knew who this person was. You knew
Yeah.
what type of person he was
Absolutely.
before
Oh
y'all
yeah.
procreated. And
Hmm.
y'all had the choice to not do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a whole nother conversation. But
Well,
it's,
well, here, but it is. No, it is. But continue because I want to circle back to that point right there. But go ahead,
yeah,
continue.
but I was
Okay.
just, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, all I was gonna say is this. So it seems like when I'm like talking to people, dealing with people, there's this consensus that if I don't have sex, I'm gonna die.
Like,
Like I got if I don't have any buns, it's over. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
what drives that so hard? And then on both sides, because it used to be dudes who was just like that, but now the females is like that now too.
it's
So
sick.
you know what I mean? So it's kind of confused. So here's what's confusing to me too about this in the culture, right?
Mhm.
So you have this is the reality of the culture with the baby bombers and all this stuff, right?
Yeah,
How widespread it is, we really don't know. I didn't look up any numbers for it. You know what I mean? But I don't know how many single family black
right,
households there are today. I
right,
didn't look that up. However, though, we know it's a lot just
right,
from the people we know. You know what I mean? Because I know about baby mama daddy
right,
situations myself right now. You know five, I know five. That's 10 right now. That's 10 homes that we know together. And this is just off a whim that's broken or that have a more challenging start for the kids coming out of that home.
right.
You know what I mean? Because let's keep it real. Some kids come out of these situations, you know what I mean, with flying colors, man. They come out here and you know what I mean?
Become millionaires.
they coming out here like they ain't got
Yeah,
no, they out here like what? You
yeah,
know what
like,
I'm
what?
saying?
I'm okay. I made it, I'm okay,
So
like
right. So, but at the same token, there's a lot of us that aren't. You know what I
right,
mean? So it just
right,
feels like what if everybody wants the same thing? I feel like I mean I know that's a generalized statement, but when I say everybody want the same thing, I'm saying the basics. Like they want to be loved, they want to be respected, they want to have peace, they want to have fun, they want to have joy in their life. Right? I just feel like these are the basic things that people want. They want to be able to have family, to hug, love, do all these little things. Right? Everybody starts off with that.
yeah,
So then when two people, strangers, come together and meet, they're not having conversations, they're not having the conversations they need to be having. They
right,
having conversation, but
yeah,
they're not having the conversation. You know what I mean? Like it seems like nobody wants to build a future together. Like
exactly.
either you're trying to come up some way, you know what I mean, on the other person. Nobody's there genuinely because they dig in the person. They mostly dig what the person can offer them. Is that a you think that's an accurate statement? Am I
Absolutely,
on something?
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and you know what? It's nothing. Now, first of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with appreciating something in somebody else that's going to benefit you. I literally don't. And I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you why. My wife is a clean freak. And when I tell you she is super attentive to detail, now
okay.
it's a pain in the ass as a husband at times.
Yeah,
Okay. It
yeah,
is.
yeah,
It is because I'm telling you, because she could hear a mouse piss on cotton and be, what you doing? You know what I mean? Like, she, you know what I'm saying? She's sharp. She's sharp, you know? But at the same time, though, I know that's not a strength of mine. So I trust her when she tells me something that she's paying attention to in detail. I
exactly.
don't have to combat her on what she's saying to me. If she say Nyjah, da 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 da, okay.
Okay.
Look, I do my diagnosis. She thought that, yeah. What you need? What you need me to do?
What you need? What you
You
need
know
me
what I
to do?
mean? That's all it is to it. That's it. Because I know she's already. So it's nothing wrong with that. Like I don't. I literally. I don't like my wife to spend any money. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't like her to spend no money. I don't.
right,
If it was up to me, she wouldn't even work. You get what I'm
exactly.
saying? I'm old
Right.
school. That's how. You know what I mean?
Old
That's
school,
how I
that's how
came
you
up.
do it. That's how you do it.
That's how we do it. So all I do, I take care of everything as much as possible, as much as possible, as much as possible until I burn all through my resources. Because I know once I do that, she still got it.
You still good.
Because she
Yeah,
didn't because I took care of all the other little things in between that she didn't have to break out the bank for, and I just take
exactly,
care of it everything. So we gotta
exactly.
put this food in the house, we're gonna get this, we're gonna do that. Well, I got all that, and all that until
Mhm.
I don't. And then once I don't, she
And
got it.
that's
I'm
and
like,
that's what
okay.
and that's what I feel like we get lost. Like I feel like we getting lost as far as when you dealing with somebody, you all right, say you guys in a relationship, the relationship thing.
Right.
If you guys are both adults, you both have responsibilities as adults. Say you guys living now, say you guys living together, we living together. Okay, cool. The thing about it is, I think we've made or the I don't know what's made women like this, but I feel like they want to compete with the man when it comes to certain things. And it's not necessary. It's not necessary. We could
I blame feminism. That's remember we was talking about. I was talking
right,
about the cosmetology and that whole
right.
movement. I blame feminism because historically, like a lot of people don't know history,
Mhm.
right? So for lack of a better term, the white man has been is the main person here, right?
Yeah,
They took over everything, right? They objectified women. They did all that. They told women couldn't do this, women couldn't do that. They was telling women they couldn't do it. Women was just a little bit above the slave,
right,
basically.
right.
You get what I mean? So that's why the women, the white women was like, "Hey,
Huh.
ho, y'all getting to it. We all getting money out here. You getting
Right,
money. We
right, right,
living
right,
good. Da,
right.
da, da, da." You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait. So that's why they started pushing. They started pushing that, but their strength in numbers, and they knew the plight of the black woman. If they got them strength in numbers, it would just make them stronger. You
Right,
see what I mean?
right.
It's the same way, and not to get political, but the same way like the Democratic Party do for us now is strength in numbers. They try to pull
Absolutely.
all causes as if it's a civil injustice like it was with racism. You know what I mean? But your
Right.
right to marry a man has nothing to do with my right, natural, you know what I mean, hue
Mhm.
that you hate me
Mhm.
for. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So it has nothing to do with that. Now we don't want anybody to be treated in unequal, so to speak, so they say, or whatever, whatever. But at the same token, you're hitching a lot of other minority issues to the black condition.
Yep. Yep.
Has nothing to do with the black condition. Your right to marry whoever or do this or whatever, all that crap, whatever y'all, well, not crap, but whatever y'all want to do, that has nothing to do with you hating me because of my identity. That's a whole other topic.
Whole different
You see
topic.
what I mean? And that's the one thing. That's the one thing that's really killing the culture. And I am going to do a series on this teaching soon. Is about the identity of black people. Because let me ask you this: what's your heritage? Where you come from?
You know what's crazy? I did my ancestry.com thing, but I forgot where it said, like I forgot the origins of what it was.
What is
And
that?
I and
But what
and
but what do you just know? But what do you just know? So aside from ancestry, what were you taught,
okay.
and where do you believe you came from? Just off the, what do you think? Just where you come from?
Africa, I feel like Africa, like
Think about that.
I feel like we stem from that. We gotta stem from that. If they can't, but I don't, but I can't, I can't say.
Right. Yeah, I know. And this is so think about this. So watch this. Watch this. This is why I don't do black or white for to identify people.
Right.
If where does the Chinese man come from?
You get from China, we would say, or
Right.
the Asia, or like
Where
the
does the
continent,
no, China, you got it. So
China, right?
where does a Russian man come from?
Russia, right?
Comes from Russia,
Right.
right?
Right.
Where does a Nigerian come from?
Nigeria, right?
Nigeria, right? He's not black Nigerian.
Right.
He's a Nigerian.
Okay.
You
Okay.
get
I
you
see.
get you get you follow? Where
Yeah.
does a Scottish man come from?
Scotland. Right. Right.
Scotland. Where does black come from?
Yeah. That's in that. Mm-hmm.
From a pen.
Right. 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 I get what you're saying.
That's
I
where
get
that
what you're
came
saying.
from.
I get what you're
That
saying.
you get what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
with a lot of people now, I know more where you come from than you do, but I did the work. I did the
Right.
legwork. So
Right.
now on our grandmama side, on your
Mm-hmm.
great grandmother side, Ida Mae Johnson, we come from right there in Warrenton, North Carolina,
North
Warren
Carolina.
County, right there. Inez, hold on, wait, hold on. I'm about to get real with you. You about ready to this? We came off of the Cherry Hill Plantation in Inez, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this. I got the slave records, the slave
Yeah.
owners'
Yeah.
names, all that. Now, more than likely, see what a lot of people don't realize. All of us, most Black Americans, is from right here on this dirt.
Absolutely.
We literally are indigenous to this land. We didn't come over on a boat. There was
Okay. So
only
I
a
was
few that
okay.
came over.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was
Okay.
only there was only a few that came over on them boats,
See.
and they
Okay.
mixed in
Okay.
with us. They
Okay.
did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
You got me. Now you
but
got me.
yeah,
Okay. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So
I'm
this
with you.
this is
I'm
this
with
is
you.
what's going this is what's going on. So the history with schools will lead us to believe, and this is the plight of our people here. These history wants you to believe that Columbus came here and discovered this place, which everybody knows is a bunch of crap at this
Like
point.
Trump.
This land was already a major export for cotton
Mm-hmm.
from the
Mm-hmm.
indigenous people. We were already here trading with. We was trading with you got to, if you look at a map and see where Europe is in relationship to us, where Africa is in relationship to us, how long it takes to get to, man,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
this place was already settled. There's crops, from the crops that's indigenous to the Americas are in West Africa
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
They've been communicating. What was Mansa Musa's uncle name? King Bakara the second or something like that.
I think I
He
know.
took
Yeah.
over 300. He took over like 300 ships from West Africa, from the west coast of Africa, about like 400 years before Columbus even knew about America.
Yeah.
They
Mm-hmm.
was already trading over here,
Yeah.
already intermingling over here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We was all. It's
Already.
crazy.
Already. Yeah.
Already. The
Yeah.
records and information they literally just found off the coast of Florida. I think FSU did it. If it's not if it's not FSU, then it's Florida State. No, that's Florida State. FSU, or it was another school. But anyway, they found some archaeological find of like remains and stuff of black folk
Yeah.
that's like older than Lucy in Africa, than the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then they got a dude over here with DNA older than all of them. His DNA tastes for the bruh. So the thing is, regardless of, it's a lot been done to take our identity. Because when you take away our identity, you take away the language, you take away the authority, the land, their resources, right? You take away it all, and then you confine them, and then you enslave them.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
You strip them, and after one generation, you lose your identity.
You lose.
Because when you got like, if you ever seen the movie, you ever seen that BS movie Roots?
Yeah,
That movie Roots, that's a propaganda movie.
absolutely.
That movie will make you think you a jungle monkey, that
Mhm.
you came and you, Toby, Toby, hit me. What's your name? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Kunta
yeah.
Kinte. What's your name? Whoosh, Kunta
Mhm.
Kinte. Whoosh, Toby. I'm Toby. Ho,
Yeah,
ho. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie, a bunch of propaganda, man.
Mhm.
And it's crazy because that's not really how it was, and that's not really what happened. You know what I mean? We really came from this land. They didn't tell you we fought for like 200 years. That's why the state of Florida didn't even become a state. It was the last state to be ratified in like 1865 or some
They
craziness like this. Because the Seminoles, they was fighting for like
they was
200 years
not
with
going.
alongside with the Spanish.
I was just having this conversation the other day with Taija. I'm
Oh,
like, "Yo,
word? Okay.
Promise, look, I didn't even
Yeah.
know," and it's crazy that you put me on game like that. Like we was really from here first, not
Yeah,
from
right here.
Africa. Like it was
Mm-mm.
some millions that came from over there. If
Right.
you want to do that
Yeah, yeah, do numbers, but it wasn't. It was already. It was when they came here. It was over 14 million souls here on the East
already,
Coast, and we all inhabited the from Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, all the way up the East Coast through New York. We was the ones who owned New York,
right, right. So look,
but we were spiritual people. We
yeah,
were
yeah,
always spiritual people, and they came in on some snake stuff.
yeah.
We would we would just listen. We was smoking our peace pipes and chilling. They showed us a couple of mirrors, showed us some reflections. We was just like, "Whoa, what's this? What's going on?" We thought we had something, a relationship building here, and they did what they continue to do today. They sell
Mhm.
you a promise and they strip it right from under you.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
You see what I mean? So it's the same thing been going on.
Yeah,
You know, we look like the hue of the earth that we come from. We originate right here. Our melanin is the same. Our melanin is the same in what's in chlorophyll in plants. We communicate like people don't understand the power, what's going on.
yeah, yeah,
You see what I
yeah.
mean? And you trying like you got people trying to imitate this. You know, melanin is more expensive per ounce than gold. They chopping up children and stuff. And like this is they harvesting in it. It's real.
I ain't even know you
It's
could
real.
buy melanin.
Hello? That's wild, right? Well, it's wild.
Um,
But this is what I'm
um,
saying. But I even said all that. We could get into that on another topic. We could break some
it's
information
so
down on
much.
that.
It's so much.
It's so, but it is. It really that's and this is the thing, right? It's so much, and it's like because it is, it make you don't you. It's so hard to bring it to something cohesive, something like you know what I mean. It's because just like you trying to pull from here, it's you getting hit from every direction with this information. Boy, it's a lot, and
It's a
I
lot.
study, I read a lot, I study a lot, I come across a lot of information, man. I just be like, I don't know what
Yeah.
to believe about anything anymore.
Hey,
You know, I
like
just
yes.
really don't because everybody has. Okay, here's the one thing that they be talking about. This is crazy too. You ever heard of Tartaria?
What's that?
Tartaria was the kingdom that was here
Oh,
before
okay,
the
okay. I know what you're talking about. I heard
right,
of that.
right,
I heard of that. I know what you're talking about.
right. So there's a lot of
But put me
ancient
okay,
architecture.
but put me up on game. So Tartaria,
Well, Tartaria is basically what I guess the Moors, because the Moors had established this land
yes.
prior before anybody else came through. So
Okay.
they literally had like they built structures, like there's some structures all over Europe.
Yeah.
Like this has been something that's been going on. Like the Tartaria was a kingdom, an empire. There's maps. You
Okay.
can look it up. You can Google the Tartarian map.
Right, 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 right,
Like
right,
as
right.
a matter of fact, that's how I really started getting into all this stuff. I think one day I came across a map of the old world, and they were saying something, and they showed like the west coast of Africa, of Ghana being the land of Judah, and the Gold Coast and Negro land. They called it Negro land. So that's why
Mm,
they call us Negroes now. They went specifically to get the people that they wanted to get to bring them over here.
right.
They targeted the people. They knew who they were.
We knew who they
They
knew
they they gra- and look,
the
there's
most
there's
powerful. They
records.
knew. Yo, not to
Listen,
cut you
there's
off. I'm
records
sorry.
that show.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go, go, go,
No, just
go,
one. All
go,
right,
go.
I got this one thing. just
Go
to
ahead.
show you the difference, right? In the slave records and the manifests and the sales, right? This is how crazy this is. And you can find this information. Let's say you got two males, both 18, both same size, both same muscular strength. One is being sold for $50, one
Mhm.
being sold for $500. What's the difference? The difference is the one for $500 was a prince. They knew who they had. They specifically
Exactly.
went and
Exactly.
took out families, royal families, lineages. They knew who they were going to get. All this is in the Portuguese and the Dutch documents. That the Dutch came and took over that port on the Ghana west coast right there, and they got all those records. What's that dude name? William Boatman, I think that's his name. Up, look up William Boatman. He could tell you he studied. He was there for 20 years trading slaves, and he could tell you all the
Yeah.
characteristics of all of them. How they practice the Sabbath on a certain day of the week, how they circumcise their sons
Right.
on the eighth day. There's only one people who do that.
Mhm.
You see what I mean? So it's a
Yeah.
lot, bruh.
Yeah.
But and the reason and the thing is, and we don't have a culture. Here's my thing. I feel like we don't have a culture because it was stolen from us, and we've been
Yeah.
searching for identity ever since. But there's clues in who we are that naturally come out of us. You get what I'm saying? But at the same
Right.
time, there's so much information missing. And that's what a lot of our young generation is going through. Because it's like, well, where do we fit in? Who am I?
Right.
That's the biggest question most people is asking. And because they follow
Right.
trends, they don't have any character. And then when the trends switch, the loyalty switch because the trend switch. You see
Ex
what I mean? And that's what
exactly.
I think the state of the culture that's publicly being shown. We're lacking the character within ourselves because of the condition.
Mhm.
So we're justifying
Absolutely.
behaviors because of the frustration of the condition that
That
we in. That's what justified me to
Uh-huh.
to to run your pockets or to sling out, go get this. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm gonna get this money by any means because I ain't never had a leg up because the white man on my back and da da da. You know what I mean? That's the mentality. My dad wasn't there. Da da da. He ain't showed me nothing. Da 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 da. I got to do this. Da 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 da.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So the justification to make those moves, and then you fuel that with other traumatized, like-minded people.
You're gonna get
So it's get kind of
you're gonna
crazy.
get the worst of the
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a fact,
Man.
man. But you was about to say something else, and I kept going. What was you about to say? You remember? Nope.
I
Do you?
don't remember. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I don't remember, but
My bad. That's on me, man.
nah,
That's
it's
on
all
me.
good.
That's
It's all
on me.
good. It's all
So,
good. It's all good.
so let me ask you this. So, do you think? Okay, so right now with the state of the culture, and you're what? You're 28. You're and Precious around
Yeah.
the same age. She's 29.
Yeah.
You turned 21 with it. October? When
October
your
11th.
birthday? October. See, I knew it was October. Hey, you lucky I
Yeah.
knew it was in October. 'Cause I don't remember many
Yeah.
people's birthdays at all. I'm bad with birthdays. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
October? Okay.
I'm the
So
same
yeah,
way. I'm
so
the
in your
same way.
age, so let me ask you this. Is there pressure in your age group to get married and start a family? Is that what you guys are thinking about now? Or how's that
No,
around
see,
your age group?
I feel like it depends on the person.
Okay.
You could tell some people know or seen relationships, like people that had a parent in the household with their mom, like a dad in the household with their mom. You could
Right.
almost read it on a person before you even
Oh, that's
walk up
interesting.
to them, honestly.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
if you like growing up out here, you can almost tell just how a person carry themselves and how they walk around, who had what growing
Yeah.
up,
We call them the good girls and the nerds.
you know?
That's
And
how
look,
it, yeah, that's what we yeah,
but
yeah. But
look,
I should have been a nerd because I was smart. I should have been a nerd.
right.
I would have did great.
I would have did
But
perfect.
I
I would have
could
been a
but I
perfect.
right, but I couldn't do it because I wouldn't have been able to make it home.
Right, 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 right. But it's like, so honestly, I feel like for me and my when I'm looking and I'm dating and I'm doing stuff like this, I seen my mom married for 20 plus years. I've seen it.
Right.
Might not been the
Right.
best
Okay. This
situation. Might not been the best
right, right.
situation. I'm not gonna act like,
But you
but
seen it.
I
Right.
seen my mom happy at some point. I seen my dad happy at
Right.
some point. Like I've seen happy
Right.
moments. I've seen happy stretch where they was happy. I seen stretchers where it was bad,
Mhm. Well, it was hell. Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but I know the foundation and what it took to get there and just stick with it. Like I just
Right.
I seen it. So when I'm going into it, I'm going into something. If I already know like that, what I want to do.
Right.
But it can change over time if me and you got a connection and we build on it and we fix what we communicate about. It could
Right.
work. It could work. I'm not gonna act
Right.
like it can't work, but 9 times out of 10, most people keep it at relationship
Yeah, they do.
because they
Yeah.
probably never seen a marriage. And if they did see a marriage, it might
Mhm.
not been the best. But
Right.
I feel like people want it. Like we want it. In my generation, we want it. We want it. It's just a matter of
Well, that's
putting the
interesting.
work in
Yeah.
and actually caring enough to do it and being disciplined. I feel like
Right.
my generation down, our discipline sucks. Like
Yeah.
we gotta it's the social media, the phones, that's a
Mhm.
it sucks. Like that's
Distraction. It's
it's
a lot of distraction and not yeah, it's a more distraction than anything. It's sorta like with social media and everything, distraction has become a business.
right.
Like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like, it's become big business, and
Mhm.
everybody's so distracted, you know what I mean? So and
Yeah.
being busy. So it's really challenging, but it's interesting to hear you say that. Like, I look at my girls now, your cousins, these are beautiful young ladies. They are God-fearing young women, you know what I mean? Like, they just looking for a good husband that's gonna treat them right, that's gonna put God first, and that's gonna build a life together, and they can't find it. Blows my mind.
You know
Now
what's crazy? And
they got a lot
and
of
not to
niggas
cut
that
you
they got
off.
a lot of niggas that want to hit. They want to hit. You know what I mean? They got a whole line that want to hit.
Look,
Obviously, right?
right.
That's
And
crazy.
look, and not to cut you off, look, and
Yeah.
it's another thing, right? I feel like the foundation of men, like for the men, the foundation is where it gets like it's
Hmm.
like, okay, my foundation is religious, spiritual foundation. That's my foundation of
Right.
just my morals. And then like
Right.
when it comes to right or wrong and stuff like that, that comes from my character from listening to my mom and listening to my dad and listening to my older sister, grandma,
Right.
you, Uncle Tony, like having people, just good people, just having good people around
Right.
that's giving me game.
Just to watch my daughters desire family and have such a hard time getting it. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
got to deal with so much of the dudes playing games, not being serious, that communication thing, not letting their intentions be clear with what they want, like really communicating and everything. Bro, it's
And
been rough.
not to cut you off, but I was saying, like I was saying before, I feel like the foundation the foundation for the men, even some women, even some women. It's like our foundation isn't the same as the older generations, right? And
Right.
that's because we have so much free will and so much access to different social media. We got social media, so many different apps, so many
Yeah.
so much different
We
stuff
got apps
feeding
that,
us information.
yeah. Well,
It's so
well,
much
that's a
stuff
fact.
feeding us information and so many ways to get distracted or to have your thought process altered by
Yeah.
people you don't even know, right? So it's
Yeah.
like I
The
feel
follow
like
is crazy. Yeah. Who you following? Who you following?
that matters.
Yeah.
That stuff matters,
Yeah.
man. And
It definitely matters.
it's so many things that
Mhm.
play a factor in it, and it sucks, man. It sucks. And I feel like for guys though, for men, we gotta change, like, we gotta change a lot. We gotta figure it out because women
I unlearn a
and
lot of stuff. I
yeah,
unlearn a lot of
you
stuff.
have to.
Like, seriously.
You gotta unlearn some stuff and relearn the
Yeah.
right stuff. That's what we
Yeah.
gotta do. I feel
It's
like and for our generation, for
that's
like
it.
me and your daughter's generation, my cousins, we
Yeah.
gotta that's what we're in the process of doing right now. I feel like that's what we're in the process of doing.
That's
And
dope.
some of us have great ways about ourselves and great morals and great principles that we
Right.
stand on and
Right.
just great minds. So we know what we looking
It's kinda
for. We know
wild,
what we
like, it's yeah,
Mhm.
and I don't mean
Yeah.
to cut you off on that, but it's
Look.
like it is like your generation. Because I look at, like, Precious and G, they don't deal with losers, and when I'm saying,
Mm-mm.
like, they're not gonna be around situations where this dude is not about anything.
Yeah.
Like, he's just about street nonsense and this and that, you know what I mean? That's not
They
their life. They're nowhere. Precious just came back from Greece. You
right.
heard? You know what I mean?
Come
Like, this
on.
is where she like what am I? You pitching cracks, Nick? Like what?
Like,
What you
nigga,
gonna do for
what? I
me? You
don't
know what I
want
mean?
nothing
Like,
to do with
right,
you.
nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying?
Like,
So
come
they
on,
on a
nigga.
whole other stratosphere, but they can't find.
But you know
You
what?
get what I
And
mean? Like
also,
that's
and but look, and look,
wild to me.
look, it's certain women like Gigi and Press that intimidate men. Those type of women
Mm,
intimidate men.
yeah, that's true.
When you got a woman that know what she want, clear on what she want, she got her mind is right, she got herself
Right,
together, everything is when you
right.
got a woman like that, men run.
True. This is true.
They
And
either gonna try
they'll both throw hands with you too.
and they know how to protect themselves. So nigga, you think you about to
Yeah.
put your hands on 'em, you got another thing coming
Yeah, ain't none of
anyway.
that. Ain't none of
Not
that.
not to think,
Yeah.
not even to mention we got cousins and different, we got
Yeah.
different
Out
a
the
whole bunch of other.
yeah. Yeah.
So don't ever think
Yeah.
it's something it
You
ain't.
know,
But
I never
you
thought
know,
about it from that perspective. See, this is why I need you here, nephew.
look, I'm
I
telling you,
didn't even never even thought about that they
I
was
got to.
intimidating these dudes out here like that.
And it's
That's
not even their
interesting.
fault. No, but look, that's another thing that men like me, we gotta figure that out. We gotta get our shit together.
Right.
That just to say it like that, and pardon me for cursing,
Right.
we gotta get our shit
Right.
together.
Now you good. Word.
You
No,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
facts.
Because
No, that's facts.
it's no way, and it's like it's no way we going for we want a great relationship. We want the woman to cook and clean and look out for us and do this for us and please
Right.
us, do all this. But nigga, you can't just you can't take care of the rent. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't make sure I don't
Can't do
gotta
the
spend a
basics.
dollar until I have to, until I know you, until
Right.
like you said, until like you said you do. You burnt out all your resources, baby girl got it.
Right.
Until it's
Straight like that.
time to run it back. And that's how
Mhm.
it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
sure you don't gotta
I don't
touch
know. Yeah.
nothing. You don't
Nothing.
gotta touch nothing. I got it until I
Yeah.
can't. And you know what when you know when, so you already got it lined up.
Right.
You got your finances already
Already
lined
lined
up.
up.
So now
Not in
it's
words.
a cohesive
Right.
thing.
I'm gonna tell
So
you something dope, and
yeah,
one day you'll have this. I'm gonna tell you something that's dope, right? I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it with the world. I'm sure there's other husbands who have this, who have a good woman like this, right? So let's say I'm at the end of my rope. I done did everything, and something came up, and we're grabbing a bite to eat somewhere, a dinner, whatever, right?
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
my wife do when it's time for that bill, and they set that check down. She take her card, slide it to me on the low, take that,
Oh,
so I can go ahead and take
wow.
care of that.
Wow. Hey,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Now go
I
ahead.
just know
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
go. I know
Go
where you
ahead.
going. I had
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one. No, I had.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say the look. I had.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen. I've experienced this, and the how proud I felt, like how lucky I felt, like how respected
Mhm.
and how loved and cared
Right.
about I felt from that.
Just
I
from
can't
that.
explain that. I can't explain
Yeah.
that, man. That that
Mhm.
is it's women out here that do stuff like that, and that's amazing. I
Mhm.
love that.
Just
That for me
just
was
on
like,
yeah, yeah.
wow. Who taught you that? And look, I'm 28. You
Mhm.
get what I'm saying? It's an age gap
Yeah.
between there. So that's some you
Yeah.
had to learn that from mama
That's
or
some yeah,
grandmama
that's an OG
taught
move. That's an
you.
OG mama move. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
taught you how to treat a man and how to take care of a man's pride and his
Right.
because that
Right.
right there, you can't like come on, you can't just learn. You gotta
Yeah.
learn that. You gotta get
That
taught
was
that.
passed down. That was passed down. That's
When
inherited.
I say I tightened up after that, like I tightened up.
Come
Yeah,
on
we
now.
might have fell out. We might have fell out because of whatever,
Right.
maybe our
It
communication was
happens.
off. It happens. Our
Right.
communication
It
was off. Our
happens.
goals didn't line up, whatever. And
Right.
it wasn't right time. Like, it wasn't the right time.
It
But
happens. That's right.
that,
Yeah.
those women that did that for me, it was like,
That's a standard now. That's a
they're
standard
still
now.
great women. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a standard now. So
That's the
now
standard. Yeah,
now
yeah.
when you dealing with a woman, you wanna make sure like she's that type of woman because you know
Mm,
that this type of woman is a woman that taking care of her man. She's taking care of his inside and his outside.
exactly, exactly.
And this is something go ahead. I wanna
And
hear
not
that. Go ahead.
even
What you about to say?
and not even taking advantage of the situation or the person.
Right.
It's just
Right, right.
knowing
Right.
we both care enough to, okay, I know how this'll look if I put mine right
Right.
here while the waitress right here. I know how it look if the
Mhm.
lady put her car right here and the man just sitting
Right.
there, you know?
Right. Right.
That stuff like that
Optics. You
matters with
already
trying to
got your back.
like
Yeah.
exactly, long as you got me, like, come on,
Yeah.
that type of stuff matters,
It's a
so,
beautiful.
yeah,
No, it
I just
does,
wanted to
man.
say that,
It
man,
it
I just wanted to say
nah, that's dope, man. Nah, it really does, and that's dope. And this is the thing, like, this is how we raised our young women to be. You know what I mean? One of the biggest things, and I'm a big advocate of this. In a relationship, the only thing that really matters to a successful relationship is the character of the people in it. So if
Yep,
the characters is right, and this is what I mean by that, a person whose character is right is always self-reflecting.
mhm,
They're not they don't dodge accountability, okay? They
right,
don't they don't dodge obstacles. They know that once they get through something, they learn to get stronger. You get what I mean? Their loyalty is unquestionable. You don't have to worry. So just the peace of mind of not having to worry about your partner being pulled away by somebody else, that you can trust that they chose you. Like a lot of people can't trust that their person chose them
right,
because in their character they see different.
mhm,
You see what I mean? So it's a thing. You know what I mean? So that's why I say character is the number one thing. You're not
yep,
when your character is right, you're not gonna make unreasonable demands. You're
yep,
not gonna make
yep,
selfish choices.
yep,
You know what I mean? You're not gonna go to the store and pick up your favorite thing and come home with just that.
right,
You know what I mean? There's people who do stuff like this.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? You're not you're like people are real inconsiderate and they
mhm,
love for convenience. Everything is conditional and everything is love has become conditional and transactional. You see what I mean? So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
and that's all character flawed stuff. You know what I mean? Like those are
exactly,
people whose
exactly,
characters are questionable.
mhm,
So that when you find somebody who has a good character, and I tell this to the girls all the time, I like how they deal with each other, how they talk, communicate, and stuff. I said, listen, how y'all treat each other is how you're gonna treat your spouse. So y'all need to work on the things what we call triggers. Whatever you saying is a trigger for you, you can't let nobody trigger you, bro.
can't,
Like that's I'm not how you gonna let somebody else control you? What you a puppet? You know what I mean? And they the puppet master. So anytime they push a button, you jump and you squeal or you break down or you crash out. Like what kind of power you got? Do you have any power or
right,
not?
right,
The only thing you can control is yourself. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
And when you have character and you do that, then when your partner is off, if your character is strong, you're not gonna get sucked into and spiral out with them. Because sometimes they just need you to stand still while
right,
they spiraling because they are at their ends meet. And that's what a help meet is. That's how you're helping each other. You know what I mean? When I'm strong, she might be weakened. When she's strong, I might be weakened. But if you have good character, when she's
mhm,
strong, she can't look at me as a burden. When I was strong, I was carrying her, but now she's strong and I'm a burden to her. That doesn't make that's
yep, that's
character
not gonna
flaw.
work, yep,
That ain't gonna
yep,
work.
character flaw,
That ain't gonna work.
mhm,
You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how long you did it with this or that. It's just the point of if somebody took the time out to do for you when you're at your lowest and your character, you already know. It's not that you owe them. You just know the type of person they are, and you know you're not wasting your energy on that person because they do it for you at a drop of a dime. You know what I mean?
right,
I don't like, and if we can get to a point individually as people like if we can learn, I think we have a lack of character because we don't value who we are. And you can't
mhm,
value who you are if you don't know who you are. You're living up to what you're told you are.
mhm,
You're living up to stereotypes. I call it the lie identity. I got that from my man Myron Golden. He's a mastermind.
yeah,
This man is brilliant. He calls
yeah,
it your lie identity. When you live just the identity that you're lying. You're
yep,
trying to be what everybody fit into all these other molds.
right,
You know what I mean? But it's not who you really are.
exactly,
You know what I mean? So, yo, what we're gonna have to do, because we man, listen, this is a great conversation, man.
a great
It is,
conversation,
man. This is a great conversation, man.
great conversation,
We're gonna have to reconvene, on
yeah,
this
yeah,
and let this one do what it do, let this one
right,
marinate, and then we're gonna
yeah.
pick up on it and do a part two to this one. What you think? You good with that one?
I'm good
That's
with this, absolutely,
Yeah, that's a
absolutely.
bet, man.
This
That's a
was a
bet.
great
So we'll
conversation.
figure something out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna pass this off to your cousin Gigi. Let her edit this video because it's a
Yeah.
family affair. You know what I mean? We gotta
Okay,
keep
okay,
everybody
that's dope. See,
involved.
I ain't even know
You
you had Gigi editing and doing Come on, man. That's how you
Yeah,
do it.
come
That's how
on.
you do it, I'm
Come
proud of you,
on,
I'm
man.
proud of
We
you,
listen, we just, we doing
I'm
what we
proud of
can
you,
do.
come on.
Yeah,
I know.
we getting there. We getting
That's how
there.
you
So
do it.
yeah, but nah, man, I appreciate you stopping by. Tell the folks where they can follow you at.
Y'all can follow me, Top Gunner 5 underscore on IG. Y'all can follow me up there. Y'all can add me on Facebook, Terrance Thompson on Facebook. Yeah, man. I'm just a regular guy with an opinion, I
That's it.
guess. You know?
That's
Regular
it, man.
guy
That's
with an
all we are.
opinion.
You and me
You
both.
know?
That's it, man.
You
Look,
know,
look,
I
my
think
opinion ain't even important, but you know what I mean? I just like the dialogue because I like to inspire people to think. You know, this
right,
channel, God's Fault, man. It's I'm only here because of God.
exactly.
I'm not. I don't have any illusions of that. And
Mhm.
if you don't like me, it's God's fault that I'm here. You got to take it up with him.
You gotta take it up with him.
you know, you got
You
to
ain't
take
about
it
to
up with
take it up
that
with me. Go
guy.
take it up with him. Go take
Yeah,
it up with
yeah,
God.
yeah. You might as well rap with him because he put this
Man,
thing together, man. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to walk it out the best I can, bro. That's it.
exactly,
That's it, man.
exactly,
But nah, T,
exactly.
look, T, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you joining me, and I'm looking forward to many more episodes to come, man, so we can grow this thing and build something up, man, for the family, man, something positive. So I
Absolutely, man. I
appreciate you taking
appreciate
the
you for
time out
having
to
me up
join
here.
me. No,
I
absolutely. So
appreciate it.
listen,
I
y'all,
appreciate
follow
it.
us on all platforms. God's Fault. Don't forget to visit godsfault.info. We have merch there. We do blogs there. You know, all the episodes, you can always catch them all up there in one platform there or on the YouTube channel, God's Fault Podcast. Join us, man. We also got an upcoming event with This Is Hip Hop with Liquor Shop from This Is Hip Hop Radio, probably in the next 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for that. We're gonna do a little live listening party and you know, critique some music. Fire Trash Show is dope, man. It's always a good time with
Yeah.
my boy Liquor Shot. Yeah, so you know, we inviting everybody to join in with that as well. But until next time, man, stay blessed, stay up, stay safe.